All right, guys. So there was a resurfaced clip of Steve Harvey talking about the relationship between men and women. And I wanted to chime in on this because this is a little bit different from the normal political topics that I cover. Some people got upset about what he was saying, right? They tried to say what he was saying is sexist. Steve Harvey says that he thinks that men and women can't be friends, and I wanted to give my opinion on this subject matter. So let's take a look at this resurfaced clip of Steve Harvey giving his opinion on this topic. Take a look.
All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor. And trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
And you think
we're
most
guys.
men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way.
All right, guys. So as you can see, Steve Harvey is making the argument that men and women can't be friends. And as men, we're going to be looking for a crack in the armor, right? A chink, in which as soon as we see that crack, we may slip in it. And, Steve Harvey may have meant other things by that analogy that he said there. But, I tend to agree with what he's saying, right? Almost really 100%, right? In my experience, anytime I've been a part of a group of friends and a significant amount of them are women, like in high school, I was a part of a group of friends and it was like 5 guys and like 3 or 4 girls, right? It was all just hanging out. Every single last one of those girls, somebody in the group at some point tried to get with in some way, right? Even though we were all friends, right? Some dude tried to get with at least one girl, okay? And I've just found this trend to be so consistent in my life, right? Even in college, right? My guy friends in college, particularly one of them, he used to hang out with a group of girls, right? Just him and a group of girls. Now, he ended up with one of them long term, but even though they was all friends, he still got a slice of sweet potato pie from all of them, right? I mean, that's just kind of how it goes, right? And again, I'm just saying this is consistent. Now, I've had a girlfriend for a long time, so I haven't necessarily had this issue. But on a weekly basis, she always complains to me about how she's in the gym and she's working out and all these dudes will come up to her, right, and start talking to her, being nice to her, trying to be friendly and all that stuff. And then eventually one day they'll be like, "Hey, can I get your number?" Or they'll try to make some type of move on her or something like that. And she always tries to act like she's so confused as to why this is happening. And I tell her that this is happening because 99.99999% of the time, these dudes are not just trying to be friends. Okay, they're looking for a little bit more, right? They're gonna come in as, "Oh, I want to be friends. Let me, spot you or whatever." But most of the time, there are ulterior motives to what they're doing. And again, she complains about this on a weekly basis to me about how dudes interact with her in the gym. And I have to tell her over and over and over again never to be fooled by these guys, because these guys are not just hanging around you and talking to you because they enjoy the conversation. And even for me personally, if I was single, I'm not just gonna hang out with women just to be hanging out with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if I'm gonna be hanging out chilling, I'm gonna be hanging out and chilling with the boys, right? Because there's nothing like hanging out and chilling with the fellas, right? There's certain things that you can talk about. There's certain things that you can do with the fellas that you just can't do when you're hanging out with women, right? You have to be more buttoned up around women. You can't say the things that you really want to say, right? And I just don't think that I can make that same type of connection that I do with my guy friends as I can with women for the most part. Now, I'm not saying there's not exceptions, right? Like, if I'm not attracted to somebody, then probably, but at the same time, it's still like, I don't know if I can still talk to them the same way I talk to my guy friend. And also, if I'm attracted to them, right, even if it does start off as friendship, sometimes, you end up, getting drunk. You end up, getting in situations where, things might get a little bit heated. And as a dude, right, you're likely to try to make some type of move. And at that point, you ruin the friendship. So in my opinion, realistically, I just don't see how it happened. But I know there's dudes out there, that always talks about, well, I got plenty of female friends and I don't try to hit on them. And I'm like, really, my guy? Really? You might be friends with this girl, but that doesn't mean that you don't have ulterior motives related to what you could potentially get out of that relationship. Okay? Just because you're friends with her doesn't mean that you ain't trying to hit on one of her friends, right? And that's usually kind of how this thing works. You know that you might not be able to get with her, but that don't mean you can't get with her friends. And probably the easiest way to get with her friends is through her. Or there's something else going on here that you may not be attracted to women, right? It could be a sexuality thing. Okay, that could be it too. But that don't mean that you can't have acquaintances, right? Like, men and women can't be friendly with each other or cordial with each other. For example, like in the workplace. Obviously, men and women have to work with each other in the workplace, but I don't see that as friendship. I see that as a professional relationship. That is different. Now, if that professional relationship evolves to the point where you guys are hanging out outside of work, okay, especially two single people hanging out outside of work and you talking, you getting drinks together, stuff like that, I guarantee you, at least one of these people have some ulterior motive, whether it's the man or the woman, right? If it gets to that point. So, like I said, in my opinion, I just realistically don't think it's possible. That doesn't mean they're not exceptions. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, right? Particularly, right, you have girls that are like, oh, I'm more of a tomboy, blah, blah, blah. Well, in that situation, dudes probably not going to be attracted to you as much. And if you can make that connection, the same way we make connections with homies, I can see it to a certain extent, but I just think that it's rare, right? I don't think it's as prevalent as a lot of women want to make it out to be. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Again, I've been in a relationship for the most part, so I don't really hang around that many women. I haven't had the luxury of having a ton of female friends because I'm in a relationship. And because I'm in a relationship, it's probably best for me to avoid situations like that, right? So, I don't know, man. That's just my opinion on it. I've just haven't personally seen a situation where men and women have been friends without at least somebody trying to make a move or, get in some type of relationship with the girl. I just haven't seen it. Again, I'm not saying it's not possible. I just think most people have ulterior motives, right? They're waiting for an opportunity to slip in the crack, just like Steve Harvey would say. So let me know what you guys think about this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.